So it's whatever is important to you is what you should be blogging about.
Based on your business philosophy and what you would like to see done.
The biggest thing is, I had the girls read my best book in the world is Who Moved My Cheese, okay? Most people are hem and haw, I'm a scoot and scurry, okay? I move my own cheese. I like all kinds of cheeses. I move them everywhere, okay? Well, the biggest thing is people, they're telling you, think outside the box, okay? I want to challenge the RE/MAX realtors. There's not a box. There's no box. It's your whole enchilada, okay? Eat at all the ends you want. Move the sauce. Have some with green sauce, some with red sauce, have some with cheese. There is no box. Just do what you want to do.
And don't try to be all things to all people, right? Like
Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, I'm weird. I'm like, I'm just do it all. But, you know, do what you're pick what you're comfortable with and make yourself the trusted advisor.
And the people who are interested in the same things will come your way.
Exactly.
Very good.
I'm getting hungry.
I know. I saw
Cheese and enchiladas.
Yeah,
Margaritas.
exactly.
Oh, sorry. That's another show.
Okay, I got to reel this in. I have another question for you, Dennis. This is from a person who says this. I have a buyer already qualified for a standard FHA loan, but the house they want is in foreclosure and won't qualify. Do they need to get specific pre-approval specifically for the 203K?
Yeah, the only difference there, again, they're qualified financially, so that's great. The next step, of course, is to get those bids in, because to get a final approval on 203K, we have to have those contractor bids in, submitted in the right format. The lender goes ahead and assures that's all properly. Of course, you know, there's some specific paperwork to that and so on. But that's really the only difference in that respect.
Interesting. Okay, that's good information. I think we have time for one more question from the audience. Hi.
Yes, hi. My name is Cindy Benshop. I work the north area of Denver, Colorado. And I have a question also for Dennis. Dennis, there seems to be, you know, a lot of training for realtors as far as the 203K. But how do we kind of screen out the lenders? I get a lot of lenders saying, I do those. Oh, yeah, I could do those. But really, you want to be a trusted advisor to our clients and being able to pick a lender that actually could do the job.
That's a very good question, and I think we're going to see, as we see more growth and more interest in the 203K, there certainly is the risk that some of the lenders are going to kind of be wading through it, and it's kind of difficult. I will say this, that in all of my travels here, there actually are a number of different training programs made available to lenders. So hopefully they're taking advantage of that. But as in many cases, look how many times we as the real estate professional find ourselves educating other professionals in the process. I will tell you this, going through our training course and having that level of understanding is going to put you in a position, I think, to more easily identify the lender who really knows what he or she is doing, and the lender who may be a little more trouble than it's worth. So that's a really good point. So again, we'll empower ourselves to take advantage of that and deal with that.
Very good. And actually, I guess we do have time for one or two more questions. So Jennifer, I have one for you. We mentioned briefly in your piece the fact that you hold first-time buyer seminars and sometimes promote those via Craigslist and other ways. How do you promote them, and how effective are you finding them in this market?
I promote them through The Scoop, my weekly e-newsletter. Put them on Craigslist. I also tell past clients about them. I do put it on my Facebook page. And I also engage lenders and title companies that work closely with me to have them spread it to their people as well.
Good.
Yeah, and even if I get only a couple people, it's usually the serious buyers that show up. So it's not about how many people that show up. It's like just building the rapport with even if it's just a couple people that come.
Is there a better time of day, like over lunch or in the evening, that you've found for these first-time buyers to come to a seminar?
I've been doing it both in the evenings, which doesn't seem to get as many people. What seems to work really well is if you can get a client who maybe works at a big office or big employer, they'll do like a brown bag lunch. And I'll bring like a lender, and it's just educational, and those seem to be the most popular.
Kind of like a lunch and learn type thing.
Yeah,
okay.
Exactly.
Very good, wonderful. And I think we do have another audience question. Where are we? Oh, same person, wonderful.
Same person. I have a question for Elaine. You know, also being someone who's not completely illiterate, how did you learn how to blog? Because there's so many different training venues, and I know that you've hired a staff to do your, helping you kind of get to the cutting edge. But you know, you talk about you sitting down in your lounge chair and doing all that. What really helped you to kind of learn how to blog yourself?
I was PO'd. Just to be honest with you. I was so mad at certain things, and nobody was listening. So I said, Elaine, what's the biggest way to get people to listen? The internet. Well, you got a big mouth. So you better write something. So luckily, and thank Bill Gates, you have Word, and they have spell check. Thank God. And they will grammatically correct you. I love Bill Gates. So I go in Word, and I type up my stuff, and then I will call my friend Elizabeth. Elizabeth's my editor that helps me syndicate my articles, and she reads them because that's what she does, and so I don't sound like a blithering idiot. So anyway, I'll call Elizabeth and I'll read it to her. Hey, Sissy Poo, I'll read this to her, and she goes, oh, okay. She says, you might not want to say that. You might get sued. Okay, so take that out. But that's what I do. I just do it myself. Then it's called highlight, copy, paste, and ta-da, your blog is done. It doesn't take that long. And you just gotta do it about something you feel that there's a need, that they want the information for, okay? And if something's irritating you, it's bound to be irritating some other people.
Was there some certain website that you went to actually learn how to blog? You talk about copy and paste, but if I've never blogged before, where would you recommend someone like me go to?
Go sign up with Active Rain. It's very simple. That is the easiest one for you to do. And then after that, eBlogger is easy. But just type in blog sites and on Google. They'll give you a lot of blog sites. Don't do so many you can't handle them. See, I'll write them and then I'll have some of my other staff put them out there. Blog your listings. Gee, you might think you might know something about what you have listed. Imagine that. That's a good concept, isn't it? Blog your listings. You can, if they're on, if your listing is on your website, that'd be a good place for it. Okay. You take the listing, you go to Stumble Upon. That is one of the hottest sites, okay? And all you got to do is highlight what's up there in that bar, okay? And then you put it there, and the whole enchilada comes up, and kapow! You have a page on Stumble Upon that gets out there. And you can recommend friends to that site. It's not, if I can do it, any moron can do it, I'm telling you.
Thank you, Elaine. And we are down to our last question. I'm going to ask Dennis one more. This person wants to know if the renovation work has to be done by a contractor or if the buyer can do it themselves. A lot of do-it-yourselfers, a lot of weekend warriors, so they want to know that.
Yeah, that's a question that comes up quite a bit. The FHA has provided for what they call a self-help arrangement. The buyer has to demonstrate some level of expertise, so they're not going to let them wire the house unless they're licensed electrician.
Probably smart.
Yeah, so but things like painting, and maybe they can demonstrate some proficiency in flooring installation and so on. The way it works, though, the lender will require that there's money factored into those renovation funds for not only the materials but for the labor. But there can be no labor payment made to the homeowner,
sense,
right?
sure.
If at the end of the renovation there's extra funds left over because they've allowed those additional funds for that purpose, those funds then simply pay down the principal balance. But they're, again, painting and some of those decorating items and so on, they could get materials and do the labor, provide the labor themselves, and enjoy a little more sweat equity.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah.
Great. Well, this has been a really educational, informative session today. We're out of time, but thank you again to everyone here in the audience and on our panel. Thank you so much for being here. We hope today's program has given you new ways to reach buyers in the new market. For everyone here at RE/MAX headquarters, thank you for tuning in today, and we'll see you again soon on the RE/MAX Satellite Network.
Great program.